This is Eagle Al, and let's get straight into it, man. I want to talk about Jonathan Gannon. Yes, Jonathan Gannon impacted a lot of people with that tampering thing. News came out today. Shout out to JPA Sports. This is where I seen it first, coming from Adam Schefter, and they quote, DC Fangio likely would have stayed with the Eagles permanently had it not been for their tampering incident with the Cardinals and Jonathan Gannon, per Adam Schefter. All right, it impacted a lot of people. All right, so let's talk about that. So I think the impact that a lot of people was probably, and trust me, I'm not the biggest Jonathan Gannon fan, but it's probably taken out of context a bit, or maybe not, because I will go ahead and break it down. So Jonathan Gannon, as we know, it came out he was tampering with the Arizona Cardinals. But I'm going to play a clip and let me know if you remember this clip of when we beat the Giants and we advanced to the next game.
Be your last one here because you might get the call.
No, Philly's keeping me. We're good, bad, or indifferent. I'm staying here.
All right, so you heard that. Sorry if it echoed a bit because I forgot to turn off my mic. But he said he was staying in Philly, and that was after the Giants win. So what I think happened was, and this is just what I think, didn't hear anything, didn't see anything on Twitter. I believe Howie Roseman, Jeffrey Lurie went up to Fangio because he was already a consultant for the team. I personally think they said, like, look, Jonathan Gannon, he's getting a lot of offers, so I believe he's going to go to another team. So when he leaves, the job is yours. I think that Fangio agreed to that. And what ended up happening is that this came out. And then remember the video, he's like, we're going to gut these guys. And then him saying that he's going to stay in Philly. So Fangio probably said, like, look, I got offers on the table. It's the playoffs. A lot of teams are out of it. And the Dolphins offered me a great contract. And Jonathan Gannon said he's staying anyway. Okay. So I believe that Fangio just agreed to that job with the Dolphins because he wasn't sure if the Eagles were going to keep Jonathan Gannon or not. So then it was a ripple effect. Jonathan Gannon knows after we beat the 49ers, he knew he's taking a 49ers job. I mean, not the 49ers, the Cardinals job, basically without telling anybody. So after the Super Bowl, I'm assuming the Cardinals let Howie Roseman know, like, we want to interview your guy. Jonathan Gannon on some sneaky junk. Even though they know they was going to hire him already, I think they was on some sneaky junk. Like, look, Super Bowl over, we ready to interview Jonathan Gannon. And I think Howie went up to Jonathan Gannon, and Gannon was acting like it was news. Like, oh, the Cardinals want to interview me? Sure. But he knew already he was taking a job. League probably got involved. A lot of people got involved, which caused that trade for us to get in the third round, I believe. So that's what I personally think happened. So it was such an impact that we couldn't get the defensive coordinator we wanted in the beginning. Then we eventually got Sean Desai. Jonathan Gannon, now a lot of this coming out, was he actually prepared for the Super Bowl? We will never really know that question. And let me take my guy Philly Mike road on this. I don't think nobody will want to lose on purpose. Not the Super Bowl. I just think he went back to his old self, just couldn't adjust. So I don't want to say that he lost on purpose. Was he really focused? Maybe, maybe not. But man, you just got to think of the ripple effect of these things. Fangio would have been our defensive coordinator, and it would have the translation would have been so good from Gannon to Fangio. It would have been great, actually. So we basically got Fangio disciple, Sean Desai, in which I like Sean Desai. And the more and more I'm starting to watch, especially what he did with the back end with the Seahawks, developing those guys. So I really like that for sure, but we got to see his play calling because I still hold this Chicago thing against him. But everybody tell me Chicago wasn't good anyway. So, okay, we're going to see. He got a good team, got a D-line, got the corners, the back end he need to develop. So we will see what Sean Desai can do. But it definitely impacted the team because what if Sean Desai is not the guy? Got to think of that. Like, we really could have had Vic Fangio, but he decided the Dolphins, and just that tampering issue, man. Because all he had to do is keep. To me, if he would have kept it real a tad bit and been like, yeah, I'm gonna take the Arizona Cardinals job, instead of coming out with interviews saying he's gonna stay with the Eagles, he's gonna gut people and all this, and all he's gonna be out. So it affected us. It definitely did. But hey, man, what do you think, and how do you feel about the Gannon impacted the Eagles? He did, for sure. It does explain the reports about Howie Roseman was mad at him, or Jeffrey Lurie was mad at him, even Vic Fangio. Why all these dudes are mad at him? Because you think about it, like, every coordinator leaves. Every coordinator sometimes interview with the team early. Shane Steichen did it with the Colts, but it wasn't during the playoffs. So things happen, but tampering, basically lying about it, why Arizona Cardinals just couldn't wait, it's corny, it's whack. So yeah, man, it just leave a lot of questions. It leave a lot of questions and no answers, really. But this is Eagle Al. I'm out.